with your host Walker, Cola, and Jack. Welcome back, Jack.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
I'm all right. We're all right. I'm all right.
Uh, Apparently, Cola's been doing some drugs, so he's having internal monologues.
I'm all right. You all right? Yes, I'm fine.
Sometimes, sometimes it's okay to talk to yourself. When you're
Spider-Man
trying
does
to,
it all the time.
when you're trying to think through something, or sometimes you just gotta
Yeah,
say, "What
when
the
you're
fuck?"
when you're trying to think through something, not have a legitimate dialogue.
A legitimate dialogue could work too.
Spider-Man does it all the time.
That-
So
You mean Deadpool does it all the time?
Yeah.
Who's got their fun fact?
All right, I can go first. Fun fact: did you know that the new car smell is actually made up of a bunch of random chemicals? It's made of paint, auto fuel, nail polish, petroleum, food coloring, all kinds of random chemicals that
Wha-
make up the new
Why
car
food
smell.
coloring? Why food coloring? You can't smell colors.
It's a product. Hold on, let me read this real quick. It's because it's the same kind of chemical they use to put a smell inside of like gas and stuff like that. They do it so that there's
has
a
an odor.
distinctive smell and a distinctive odor. Some people
Just
like
like,
that. It's kind of like
propane.
how some people like the smell of gas. It can evoke some strong emotions.
I know people who legitimately like the smell of butthole.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, hey, to each their own. But I don't want
it's
to share
kind of
my
like
dinner.
it's kind of like a dog, It's like, oh, I gotta go sniff where you're from and stuff like that. Just to say hi. I'm gonna sniff your ass.
Yeah, again, to each their own. I just would not share food with you. I mean, no offense. No offense, but I don't have a policy against a person, just against the act. So, fun fact: it's actually illegal to own a guitar made of tortoiseshell, or not tortoise, turtle shell.
Is it because the turtle's extinct?
They were endangered.
Endangered.
But
Sorry.
Yeah, like the hawksbill turtle was the tortoiseshell that they made the guitars out of, and they were super illegal and they had to be documented. Otherwise, it was illegal to own them because they were actually legal they were okay to be used up to a certain point until they deemed it illegal. So if if there's not papers that go with it, then like to actually indicate that it was before that time, then it was illegal to own that.
is the turtle extinct now?
I don't believe so. I think it's just I think it's because it became endangered. So it's like we'd rather. It's better to preserve the skeleton rather than use it as a freaking guitar. Just in the event that we need to preserve the species.
Nice.
At least that's what I would think. I mean, if you're trying to save like all the endangered animals, then you don't make a white rhino horn into a dildo. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, poor white rhino.
Of
Yeah.
course. I mean, it's all those rough textures on it. You don't want those rough textures on it. Anyways, my fun fact. Apparently, Volvo invented the seatbelts for your car, right?
Mm.
And they did not patent it. So so basically they shared that information with other car makers because they deemed it worthwhile for them to share it to other companies.
I feel like that's one of those obvious things where you, if it'd be stupid to have a patent around it. Or if you do make a patent around it, then they can get around it by designing a different type of seatbelt. Like instead of it going over your shoulder, it'll be like roller coaster type harness or something.
Yeah, but didn't they have the cars that were just like lap belts only?
Yeah,
Like
they had the cars that
old
lap
school
belts, but
cars.
they didn't have the one where the 3 points on the seat belts.
Which, I mean, would make absolutely no sense to me now, but maybe at the time they did just fine. But at the same time, like those vehicles back then,
They weren't going
probably-
any faster than.
yeah, they didn't go faster than 35, so it wasn't a really big inherent danger to crashing at those speeds compared to like 65 miles an hour or 70 or 80. So, like, there weren't too many instances where cars flipped.
Mm.
Have you guys ever driven a Volvo?
No, I haven't.
No.
How is it?
Why?
They're surprisingly very sturdy, very safe cars. So I mean, they take a lot of hits, and I feel like they pride themselves on safety features of their vehicle, because it's like they're literally like driving tanks. So
I think wasn't Volvo one of the companies that built vehicles and war machines for the Nazis?
I'm
Maybe.
not sure. I wasn't Mercedes like that. Weren't they around?
I think
for,
a lot of the car companies used to do that.
Yeah, because that's where the money was.
Yeah. Yep, that's another fun fact just to throw in there. Volvo
Fun
used
fact.
to make trucks for the Nazis.
All right, we're turning this into a fun fact episode. Fun fact: did you know that Jackie Chan's mom married Jackie Chan's dad?
Oh man, that doesn't make any sense. But
No.
yes.
I didn't know that. How was Jackie Chan born? But, yeah, just some of those old details. But on to today's topic. What things did we have as kids that we would like to see make a comeback? So, I mean, I, for one, really appreciate. Well, it's already making its own, I guess, quote unquote, comeback for itself. Is just a lot of retro style gaming. It's just we're going back to the basics of what made games enjoyable. So, like, I like the classic beat 'em ups and simple storylines.
Oh yeah.
In comparison to like over convoluted or over complicated controls of certain games that just make it not fun to play.
Very nice. Yeah, the retro style has come back. Usually it's a lot of people like big graphics, but for a lot of indie games and a lot of fun games like Undertale and Stardew Valley, they use some pretty good pixel art and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And they use more clever elements to sort of flesh out the characters a bit better, rather than creating all these like over the top cinematics and whatnot. So I thought that was really cool, because the more I played around with different genres of games, it sort of just redirected me back to the retro style, just back to that simplicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm playing
games
Dead-
now could
Dead
be
Cells
like
now.
interactive movies where press X to do stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. That
Sorry.
has a much greater appeal.
Go ahead, Cola. I think you're gonna say something.
Oh, like right now, like I'm playing Dead Cells and I love it. It's more like those 16-bit.
Isn't that for
graphics.
free on Switch?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
No, so I'm playing that because I think what triggered it is I was playing Nacho Libre. Not Nacho Libre.
The
Macho
Jack Black
Libre?
movie?
Not the Jack White. It's it's like a luchador wrestling game. It's a side scroller, but it was free on Xbox. And
okay.
Nacho Libre. No, it's Is it Nacho Libre?
Guacamole.
Guacamole. Yeah.
Nacho Libre. You're thinking of Jack
You
Black.
racist motherfucker.
So Guacamole, yes, Guacamole, yeah. So I
Oh.
love that game. So I played it, I finished it, but I think, yeah, like a lot of video games now, it's missing the point.
Hmm.
Sometimes you don't want to, play those multiplayer shoot 'em ups all the time. So this is
Yeah,
like
it
kind of
could-
a good break from it.
Yeah, it could definitely just be something more simple and just back to the basics, because that's what gave the original draw of video games to begin with. It wasn't too much of the captivating story, because that was an element that wasn't there at that time. But they managed to make it work by just having just a really fun concept. So, yeah. Game Gear is making a comeback in the form of the Steam thing.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I mean, I use Steam, and you can get all your Steam games in it, which is pretty neat.
I used to think that Game Gear was the coolest shit ever, because you could play a full-on Sonic game that looked like the console version
Uh-huh.
on a portable device, until I learned that the Game Gear was a piece of crap when I was older, and I was like, I'm really glad I didn't buy that shit.
Oh, you didn't play it until?
No. I had a friend that was playing it at school, and I was like watching him, like, oh damn, this is some advanced ass technology.
It's all good until you have to replace your batteries after
Oh my
4
god! It's
hours
like
of
every
play.
2 hours. Oh my god!
4 hours. You had to put like 6 AA batteries in it.
I think I borrowed my friend's Game Gear and I played it, and I was like, "Fuck this! This thing is taking 6 batteries for 4 hours." Fuck it.
I loved my Game Boy like no other. That didn't sound right, but like
I love my Game Boy.
I swear though that we traded around batteries like drugs as kids, because as a kid you couldn't afford batteries, so I mean you would have to pool your allowance or whatever, or you would have to suck some dick for some batteries, and like that's the only way for you to revive your Game Boy, because my parents were super cheap about batteries, or they kept track of them to where it's just like, if I took some, they would know. She was just like, how'd you start your Game Boy back up? It's just like, oh shit. But it was those kinds of times, man, where we had simpler struggles, but it made that experience all the more important. I couldn't beat Metroid 2 until I got a Wii U, though.
Yeah,
Did
I
you-
remember
did you
beating that
hear-
game. It was tough to find all the Metroids.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Nintendo sold the original Mario sealed in a little glass container, sold over $1 million?
I think I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Mario that was sealed inside of a
Mario
glass
64.
container.
Mario 64 sealed in a glass container, sold for $1 million. But the thing is, a lot of people are saying it's pretty sketchy, because they're thinking that the company that was trying to sell it is trying to bump up the price of video games so they can make money off of it.
Or they're using it as like a way to not pay taxes by just
Oh,
paying a super high price on it. That's how some people have been able to hide their value for
that's how they do it with artwork. actually,
yeah,
too.
with art. They're basically doing the same thing.
Well, I mean, if it's sealed in the glass, you can't touch it, and you can't inspect the actual quality or legitimacy until you open it, but you can't open it. So it's quite obvious why people would feel like that's sketchy.
Well,
So-
that part too is like, oh, like, yeah, you can't really. It might just be a box. In the
Yeah,
glass box.
Because there was I think it was an episode of Pawn Stars or something that that this person had a vintage Super Mario Brothers classic, brand new game in the box with like this, I guess, the special print, which there's only 10 that exist in the world or something, and that sold for like I think that was going for like 300 plus K for that cartridge alone, or for that sealed package alone. But even then they were like actually taking the box and like looking at it and like absorbing it from all angles, and it's just like, that's, for one thing, that's pretty fucking incredible if you can like determine the value of something like that less than 1% of the world knows about. You know. So, all right. So, what about you guys? What do you wish could make a comeback?
I wish that all. I used to watch a lot of
World peace.
The dating game shows on TV. Like Love Connection.
Yeah, they still have those.
I remember that. I remember Love Connection, Blind Date.
Yeah, I think they still have Love Connection, maybe.
Do you still have Love Connection?
Or they have
Love
like
Connection,
something that's
Blind
similar.
Date.
Love Boat.
The dating game.
Yeah, there was a season that's in 2017 that got revived.
I think they have Asian versions of that, like nowadays.
Oh, I
But
love the
it's-
Asian version of it. Oh.
They feel I think they put
Those are
on
rough.
like the worst ones on YouTube, and it's kind of depressing to watch.
Those are rough. Those are rough.
I was
to watch.
yeah, because when you watch them, you're like, ah, jeez, like, it was like something like, you know, the girl goes up like, I was expecting someone prettier. It's just like, damn, like.
Yeah,
And,
they also they have also have like it's another one on on Univision is called 13 Hearts, but that one's really good too. They tried to make the American version of it, but it wasn't as successful.
So we don't want to have any TV parties at Cola's house
Oh,
because
man.
everyone will be cringing in their seats half the night.
Like, oh my god. But yeah, it's like that like I used to watch that as a kid all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I wish, but like I mean I watched it. I don't know why I watched it, but I like love watching those shows and those game shows as well. Those old school game shows.
Mhm. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Huh?
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Of the Hidden Temple.
Oh my god, that was the best one as a kid. Yeah.
I cheered for Silver Snakes all the time just because they were a cool color and they were snakes, and they lost like over half the time, and I'm just like, motherfuckers. If you didn't have cool colors, I would not be cheering for you.
Oh, that one room where they had to put the idol together, that would always trip up people. You're like, putting the idol here, the kid would find the middle part, and then had to put the head on.
Yeah. What other old game shows were there that I remember? Well, a lot of them were from Nickelodeon. What
Carmen
would you do?
Sandiego?
I liked Double Dare, yeah.
Let me see.
There's Wild and Crazy Kids.
Oh yeah, I remember that. American Gladiator. That's still around, right?
American
not
Gladiator. There was a
anymore.
kids version called Guts.
Oh yeah, Nickelodeon Guts.
Yeah.
Dang, I remember that. And they had like the little bungee jump things and stuff. God. Oh my God, memories. I didn't
But they have
like
the adult
watching.
versions now.
Huh?
Now they have the adult versions now. American Ninja Warrior.
Oh yeah. Floors made of lava.
Floors made of lava.
I mean,
Floor made Holy Moly.
what's it called?
Holy Moly. It's one with, produced by Steph Curry.
Oh. What kind of game show is this?
It's basically like a miniature golf.
Mm. Huh. Okay.
Oh, Beach Splash. You guys heard of that one yet? Beach
No.
Splash.
No. I find that as I'm getting older in age, I'm more of a Jeopardy guy. I'm more of a
Yeah,
Jeopardy
it's
and Wheel of Fortune guy.
Oh, they have Game Show Network, which has like a lot of those shows, so that you can just binge them. A lot of trivia, a lot of quizzes and stuff like that.
Okay. So.
Oh, I have to go.
Huh? Oh, we
Oh.
gotta cut it short.
No. Did you? Oh, were you gonna go on a new topic, or was I?
Oh. Well, no. I remember. I was gonna say I remember my mom watching Price is Right
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Back.
Price is Right, baby.
back when Bob Barker had color in his hair.
That's hella
No.
old, dude.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, that's so crazy. This dude's been doing the show for that many years, that many decades. And my mom just watches that shit religiously.
Ba, 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 ba.
I watched that as a kid too, so I was like,
I never really got the point of it. I just know that we made like a homemade Plinko at home. We just got like a chalkboard and just stuck a bunch of quarters on there and just like used another quarter to bounce it around. But Jack, what you got?
All right, here's what I want to bring back that was really popular back in the day, but
Pox.
lost a lot of popularity. Is arcades. Arcades.
Yeah,
Arcades
that's a good
have
one.
died,
Yes.
except for Japan. Japan has
The
a lot of the
arcade culture.
Culture is still there.
Yeah,
But I feel
because
like-
Japan made it. Oh, sorry.
I feel like we could recreate a lot of the arcade culture by having it more, building more prizes and stuff like that. Have you guys used Torba, the app?
No.
Okay, Torba, you guys might think this is cool, is this app that you can download and use, which allows you to operate a crane game in Japan so that you
Oh,
can
I
win
heard
all
of that.
kinds of anime prizes. Like they have like anime figurines like from Dragon Ball, Goku figurines, and other anime, or other pillows, random shit that you can win. You play it on your phone, and it's basically just a video feed of you playing a crane game in Japan somewhere, where a bunch of people can play it and try to win.
is it,
Try to
is it
win
pretty
prizes.
expensive?
I feel like
it's
they would-
free. It's
It's
free.
like $2.
If you want to try one or two times, it's free for if you use it for one day. But if you want to try more, then you have to pay. That's how they get
Oh,
you.
I
So you just have to go log in every day once you get like a free play.
Do they get you
do
when,
it.
they're shipping it as well?
I think you have to pay for shipping. That's about it. But then you can, the prizes, you win the prize.
But the prices are pretty good.
Yeah, prizes are pretty good. Just check it out. Just download Torba.
I feel like they themselves would turn that into a game show where they make fun of how Americans suck at crane games.
Yeah.
They would
But
just
I-
use that video feed like, look at this bitch. Can't
Yeah,
even.
but I think if they incorporated a lot of those crane
That's
games
what they
that
say in
are
Japan.
very, very popular in Japan, in some of the arcades and some of the places here, it'd be a hit.
Jack and I went to Japan with a group of friends, and I think we played so much, we wasted so much money that the staff was feeling sorry for us, and they were trying to give us tips on how to do it, and we still sucked.
Oh, so you guys didn't win anything?
We won a ton of stuff.
We won a lot of
Oh, okay.
stuff. But we spent a
It-
bunch of
it's-
money to do it.
Yeah, but it wasn't the money that was more the point as much as it was just enjoying the experience.
It was the friends
Um,
we made along the way.
Yeah, I mean it totally was.
Yeah,
I mean
it was.
yeah, and I still want to go back, but like the cool thing was that they encourage that culture so much that it's become so mainstream for adults. Like there's so many different varieties of games that go beyond just like little kiddie things, and then there's more adult-ish themed games, whereas like pachinkos and stuff like that, slot machines.
Mm.
So
Yeah, if they bring back arcades, maybe incorporate a lot of those crane games. The thing is, like a lot of game systems or a lot of arcade games now don't have. You could get better systems from consoles. So I think the
Yeah, better
attraction
experience from
would,
consoles.
you have to would incorporate some kind of either gambling aspect to it, where you could win something,
yeah,
or have it be more interactive with like peripherals and stuff like Dance Dance or something.
They tried to do that with the Metreon in San Francisco.
Oh, that
You
closed
guys
down a
been to the
while
Metreon?
ago.
Oh, I
yeah.
know. A long time ago. But everything was supposed to be digital, virtual, interactive. But yeah, but it didn't last for long.
Mhm. I mean, I see an honest attempt when I go to like DNB or like
Round 5 or something like that.
round one.
Or round
Yeah.
1, sorry. I forgot the name.
Round 5, baby.
That's the redneck cousin of round one.
Round 5.
But they, it's not a super booming business. Dave and Buster's may yes, more so because they're also a restaurant.
Food and beer, alcohol.
Yeah, food, beer,
And
and,
it's so
like
cheap.
pool and stuff. So it's not limited to just arcades. But for round one, it's more of the honest attempt to kind of bring a different variety of games to America, which I can appreciate. It's inspiring that arcade culture, and I see some video game bars that are in our areas, and they're not bad. It's just definitely you'd have to be that drunk to actually sit there and enjoy them, though.
Mm. Yeah, I guess you can incorporate arcades. Can't be just its own thing now. It has to be incorporated with something else, like bars or bowling alleys or something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it can make a comeback, but it's got to come with other things.
Yeah, but even then, it doesn't serve as the main event as it used to. Where you just stop by and it's nothing but arcades.
Yeah, that's
And
one thing I missed.
Yeah, that's kind of the sad thing. That I loved arcade culture, like the days after school when you played the X-Men beat 'em up game or Ninja Turtles. Yeah, those were the ones for me. But that's a good one, actually. I mean, I personally didn't think of that.
Forgot about it.
What was that?
Forgot about the arcades. I remember there was one that I went to in my city, and that was the only one.
Mm-hmm. What was the most popular game you played?
DDR.
Oh, probably was it Capcom? Capcom versus Marvel 2.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then I love the other one was what was the gun game? Time Crisis.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
awesome.
Time Crisis. Yeah.
House of the Dead.
I think one time I was like, I think I got, or one of my friends, or somebody I knew from school or someone, they thought they got House of the Dead, but it was actually
Pac-Man.
no, it was actually Typing of the Dead.
Oh,
I heard of that.
I've heard of that.
I recently heard of that. I'm like, this is a thing?
Dreamcast.
So they were like so disappointed, like, I thought this was like the gun game, but then I have to type.
But they can type like a
shit.
motherfucker.
I can't kill you, but I can spell the shit out of you. Yeah, read that, bitch, while I run.
Yeah, those good times.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. I think I saw a parody video of it, and I was like, no way. And I saw it, I was like, oh shit, this is actually a game. But
And
That's
then
all.
instead of guns, the guys got like typewriters. Yeah.
Read my script. But, wow, that sucks. Think, yeah, I got a sound off on Jack there with DDR. When that came, that was the revolutionary game of high school. We were all over that shit like every Friday night,
Oh man.
and
That
I'm pretty
was
sure
cool.
we all spent like, as high schoolers, I think we spent like a good $300 on that machine on our high school careers alone.
So, interesting fact about our school: we had a little bit of an arcade in the cafeteria. I think there's like Marvel fighting game, and then there's Dungeons and Dragons.
Street
What
Fighter
the
vs.
hell?
Marvel.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Imagine if we had like DDR. That would
there
be.
there was an airship game too, wasn't there?
I think so. I only remember Dungeons and Dragons and Marvel superheroes. Because in
Yeah.
Marvel superheroes, the other side wouldn't work. You had to play it one player. You couldn't
Oh.
play it versus.
Damn, was it? Dang, I can't remember. But yeah, I remember we spent a lot of lunches, just kind of there playing those arcades too.
Yeah.
Those things make memories, man. That was the best part about arcades. Like that was kind of like the in between of being like the cool place and kind of the lame place to be. You know, depending on how you do it, because you have a group of friends and you can just have a fucking grand old time. And if you want to go there yourself, you look a little sad, but hey, you know, you still got to play some games. All right, and with that, I think we're good for this episode. Thank you guys for joining us on our broken childhood dreams that no longer exist today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go watch Pixel. Go watch Pixel.
What was that?
Go watch Pixel with Adam Sandler.
Oh. Was that even
It's
a
all
good
about
movie?
Rich. It's alright. It's Adam Sandler
Wait,
movie.
what's the movie called?
Pixels?
Pixel.
With Adam
Pixels.
Sandler.
Oh, okay.
It's an older movie from like a few years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically that episode of Futurama where Fry like battles against like space invaders.
Yeah. I think I've seen a commercial of that.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like too bad of a movie.
Yep. Alright, guys, I'm out.
Later, guys.
Until next time.
Till next time.